everyone here is fine.
Wouldn't you know it, but we have a computer challenge. We're working on it, and if all goes well, we'll have a PowerPoint. We do have a video that we're going to present, and if we don't have the PowerPoint, I'm sure I'll make out fine, and hopefully you do as well. Thanks for coming out. It's a gorgeous sunny day. There's a whole bunch of other places that you could be today, and you've chosen to be here, and I'm thankful that you've taken the time. And hopefully you'll leave with at least one good idea. I find myself when I go to conferences that if I can leave with one good idea, one key person I've met, that I usually feel pretty good about having vested my time, but also the money involved in going to the conference. Any idea who this is? It's not me.
Grandpa.
Grandpa. It is. It is. It's Grandpa. And my grandfather and grandmother came over from the UK. They stopped off in Saskatchewan first, and I think it must have been winter because they didn't stay long, and they came over to Squamish. So with the two, with my grandparents here in Squamish, my mother and father both, I thought, you know, there's some things still that I want to do in my life, and one of them was an old car. So I bought a 1946 Ford. It's gorgeous, absolutely incredible. Go to a website and you'll see it. My 46 Ford. Fun. So the question is, and if you will play along with me today, we've got a few questions that we're going to ask as we go. What I'll ask you to do at the end is hand them in, put a number on it, and what I'm suggesting you put a secret with something, clip it out, stick it on a file. Don't do anything with it, don't file it, don't play with it, don't try and organize it, because that'll drive you crazy. It would drive me crazy. Stick it in a file folder, and if the file folder is this thick or this thick, doesn't matter. You've got some stuff in there, career stuff that may be useful to you when you get to the point of looking for a job. Now let's say, for the sake of argument, that you found a job on September, it was in the paper, September the 23rd, 2009, and you were able to write a letter to the president of the company or somebody that, by name, with the right title and spelling, and you were able to say, on September the 23rd, 2009, your firm advertised for XYZ. And when I took note of that, I checked on your website and I thought, wow. And you know what? I would put wow in there, by the way. No, seriously. Speak from the heart. Speak with the passion. Put the word in there. Wow, that's a company that I like to go to work for. And so here I am, about to graduate from BCIT. I'm really excited about my future career, and I think we might be a good fit. Would you give me 30 minutes of your time, or 15 minutes of your time, just to talk about what we might do together? I'm going to guarantee you that you've got, probably, if you're not at the top of the heap, you're going to be very close to the top of the heap. And you can guess the reasons why, right? Because you caught my attention. Something you took notice on September the 23rd, 2009, which might have been a year ago or 2 years ago, that my company placed an advertisement in the paper. I have said this before. I'm sure this group is very different, but I have said most people are going to leave this room, not you guys, and not do this. So the good news is, for those of you who pick it up, you're ahead of the pack. So one of my heroes also is Mr. Mandela. And I guess in part it's for a bunch of reasons. One is he had a vision and he stuck with it. He went to prison for how many, 20-something years? How long was it? Does anybody know? I was in South Africa and saw the prison cell that he was in. This guy. My mother was a great role model for me, as I said. Your mentors. This is a little bit different than heroes, as you probably know, in so many ways. So finding a mentor or finding mentors in your life. And we read a lot today about mentoring. Some organizations are pretty good at it. We don't do much of a job on that right now with ASTTBC, by the way. And it's something we've got to do some work on. But if you can find a person or more than one person who you can attach to, it may be loose, it may be just an email. And maybe it's formal in the sense that, hey, you know, Jane or Bill, I'm just starting out in my career and you know, I've always looked up to you and would you mind? They talk about mentoring these days and maybe you would take just, you know, a little time out of your week from time to time, once a month, and just take and help me out, you know, if I got a call. And I think there is so much value. It ties back to the networking thing and so on, a little bit more formal, but that mentoring can play a key role for you. So I would certainly look for a mentor. I see we're getting to the point where we probably need to. So a couple of last slides here that I just wanted to touch on. Certainly for me, I remember reading, what was it called? Slap on the Side of the Head. I remember when I saw that title, I thought, whoa, that sounds interesting. I better take a look at that. And it was, if you get a chance to pick up, I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. If you get a chance to get the book, I get it. Because it's just full of little stuff about what you might do differently. So it's ideas. It's just ideas about what you might do differently. It all talks about the wow factor. How can I do something today that's going to capture somebody's imagination, that's going to cause them to look on me favorably, work together with me on something, be surprised, be helpful, lead to whatever, without any sense of return. Like, don't do it because you want something. I don't think that's the way, that's not the best approach anyway. Do it because it's the right thing to do, because it feels good. And know that there will be a return. Just know in your heart that there will be a return. I've gotten to a point, and it took a long time. I was probably about 45, I'm guessing, when I finally got to a point where I was comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm talking about, being comfortable in your own skin? Like and in part, I have to say, it was my seeking approbation, seeking the approval of my father. You know, that was part of what was driving me as well. But it was probably 45 when I got to the point where I was really, I'm okay with myself. And that was really, it wasn't, you know, an epiphany, it didn't just happen. But I realized at one point, you know, I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm okay with what I'm delivering. I'm okay.